Hey
everyone, welcome to our hot seat training. We have Ann Fisher. If you don't know her, you will by the end of this Zoom. She is wonderful. She's our upline. She's a senior executive director. She was part of the Miami 11. You're going to hear about that later on. And actually, before we let her take over and I'm going to interview her, I have a few questions. I wanted to give you guys a little glimpse, and she doesn't know I'm doing this, into who Ann is. So this is actually Ann's story.
Life before Monate was great. I mean, average American family, married to the love of my life and two wonderful boys. We struggled financially. My husband was self-employed, and so, we struggled with that. And then some things happened, and we found ourselves with significant debt, and we were really struggling financially. So things got kind of hard. If that had been it, we would have made it through okay. We would have found a way to get through all of that, but something happened and everything changed. Well, at the age of 40, I found out that I was expecting. So the pregnancy was definitely a high risk, and it was the weekend after Thanksgiving. I was home, not feeling well, started feeling really poorly, and I had a seizure. They rushed me to the hospital. They did some tests and discovered my blood pressure was just sky high. So at 28 weeks and 1 day, here came Gracie, our beautiful little girl, and she weighed 2 pounds and 14 ounces. I needed a lifeline. I needed something to change. I found myself on a mountain in Wyoming and looking out at the majestic beauty that was there and talking to God and just saying, God, I need your help. I need change. I need your help. And literally just a few short weeks later, I was home and I was up early in the night, not feeling well. Somebody was talking about Monate. 5 minutes I was joining because I knew this is what I had prayed for. This was that defining change for me. Life now, just to give you an example of some of the struggles that Gracie has. We live out in the country, so the road's kind of bumpy, rocky, unsteady. And so she's never been able to just walk to the car by herself. But since Monate, we poured a sidewalk, this big, beautiful, flat sidewalk. And now Gracie can walk from the house to the car. Something that simple. Gracie gets to feel that sense of pride that I did that. No struggle. It makes her so happy. And that makes me so happy and so thankful. Getting to the point that I'm at now, my story and my struggles, I can actually help people now. Having the meetups and meeting all the different people and all their different needs, it's an amazing thing to be able to help them. Are you struggling financially? Do you need to make a house payment? Do you need to make a car payment? Do you need an income? I can help them now. I have the tools to really, truly make a change in their life. Retirement, we put money back every single month, to save for retirement and for whatever it is that Gracie might need. I mean, you never know with somebody, in that situation, you never know what's going to come up or what you may need. And so we're so blessed that now we don't have to worry about the financial side of it as much. And the greatest thing is this is a business I work from home. I have met the most amazing people along the way. I have friends, they're very dear friends that I would have never met. It's enriched my life in so many ways. And Monate was the catalyst that changed everything in our life. And for that, I am forever thankful, forever grateful.
How wonderful is that? Oh my goodness. Okay, so Ann, I'm going to unmute you. I actually muted you for a second. Okay. I cannot not cry when I watch that. I've watched it tons of times, but it's just so powerful. Okay, so now you've got a glimpse into a little bit about Ann. I have a few questions here. If you guys want to add some questions in the chat, feel free. But Ann, we are going to take it away. Are you good?
I'm ready to go.
All right, so we did see this a little bit in the video, but Just in a nutshell, I want you to describe your life prior to joining Monate.
So prior to Monate, our life, right before Monate was awful. Like, it was awful. We were, we had a 7-year bankruptcy. I had a business that didn't work out. I'll just leave it at that. We tried to sell the business, and the people that bought it from us, it just didn't end the way that we had hoped. We were left holding a $600,000 ticket that we could not pay. And so as a result, we had to do a Chapter 11, which is a rearrangement bankruptcy, which meant we were trying to pay back as many of the creditors as we could, but we couldn't. We didn't have, enough income to do something like that. And so we went into a 7-year bankruptcy. It was like the worst 7 years of our lives. Just literally, it was just horrible. We lost everything. We didn't lose our home. We got to keep our home, but we literally lost everything else. And so it was a struggle. It just, I can't even explain what that is. And for everybody out there that's experienced that, just the gut-wrenching feeling day after day that you failed your family, you failed everybody, your business. It's just, everything goes through your mind when you're dealing with that. And then right in the middle of that, we found out that we were expecting Gracie, and I was 40. So that was like just fire on, gasoline on the fire. We were very thankful for her, but it was a super scary, hard time. She came 3 months early. As a result, she has special needs. She's got cerebral palsy, and she is on the spectrum. And so life every day with her is a challenge. It's not, it doesn't go like your average day does with a child. And so it just added to the struggle that we were already experiencing. And then on top of that, I was not able to do anything to help supplement our income, during this horrible bankruptcy that we're trying to pay back. And so we were rock bottom, literally rock bottom. And I found myself on the side of a mountain in Idaho, and I was praying because I just, I didn't know where else to go. I didn't know what else to do. I knew something had to change because we just couldn't continue on. And so in my prayers, I prayed for something I could do for home. I knew that was going to be network marketing because it was one of the only things I could do that I would be qualified for. I didn't go to high school. I went to high school, got my high school diploma. I didn't go on to college. So I wasn't qualified to do any kind of a job that would bring in enough money to pay childcare and work. So it was just like rock in a hard place, smashing down on me. And I was on my computer one night, and somebody was talking about Monate, and I thought, I haven't heard of that one, and that led to, one of the biggest changes in our life because God presented this incredible opportunity. But to that point, it was dire. Like, we were at the cliff's edge, and I was done. I was just done. So that was life before Monate.
Okay, so I know you prayed about it, and that might have been your answer, but what made you say yes to Monate? I know you dabbled in other companies, you'd been successful in companies, but what made you say yes to Monate, and not only say yes, but yes, I'm all in?
I mean, it was Eric Worre. I was interviewing with him one time, and I told him my story, and he said, you had the gift of desperation. And I thought, oh, that's such a strange but accurate way to explain it. The gift of desperation. Nobody wants that kind of desperation, but I felt like I literally had no other choice. I felt like it would be network marketing. I didn't know where to start. How do you choose a company? And by the way, everybody should be doing some form of a network marketing business because it's an additional stream of income, but it's the smartest business model on the freaking planet. It just is. And it doesn't discriminate. Anybody can find success if you just go to work, right? You don't have to have all these pre-required knowledge and degree and all the things. Anybody, stay-at-home mom, no college education, can succeed. And so for me, I just needed to find the right thing. And I just had a feeling. It's hard to describe, but I had a feeling. But the fact that they were anti-aging hair care and nobody was doing that, we had proprietary formulas. Nobody could have them. Everything, all the boxes were checked, right? And then I started looking at the comp plan, and in the very beginning, I didn't completely understand it, but just the bonus structure alone, the bonuses up front that I could earn, I knew I could get my product pack paid back. Because we're in a desperate place. I'm like, I can't afford to spend money on just random things and not make my money back. And so I knew there was a way, literally within a week, I could earn my product pack back. And I did, just by sharing with a few people. So for me, they checked all the boxes. And anybody that's looking at a network marketing company, you have to find out who's behind the brand. Like, are they financed well? Is it a product that's a consumable product? Is it a product that people will buy? And is it a good product? I mean, there's a lot of things that you have to understand, and they had all of it. Like, they had all of it. And I knew I had to be a part of that company, and I was all in like Flynn. I mean, it was go from the very first moment I said yes. We just didn't stop.
I love that so much. Okay. So, I hate this question, but it's appropriate. Where would you be now if you said no to the opportunity? Or even if you said yes, but you didn't give it your all and you just kind of dabbled in it? Where would you be today? I know you've been in for 5.5 years, so
yeah.
Where would you be?
Well, we'd probably not be a whole lot better off. The economy, the way that it has gone in the last 10, 20 years has just been so unstable and unsure. And for me, again, I probably would have dabbled and tried to figure out other ways to make money. My husband would have continued on where he's at, but with the rise of inflation and all of that, he's a painting contractor and owns his own business, but like his profit margin has decreased over the years. And so we would be in a world of trouble right now. We definitely wouldn't be building, a bigger home. We definitely wouldn't be able to afford a reliable vehicle. We were driving basically junkers just to get us through the bankruptcy. We would be in a world of hurt, and we certainly wouldn't have a bunch of retirement setback or, a fallback account if something comes up with Graceland or, whatever. And we would just be in a pretty desperate place. I don't foresee anything being different from what it was when I started. So it was sink or swim, all in.
And you're moving into your new house next month, projected within the next month. They're finally wrapping things up. So we're really excited. We'll just go quarantine down there. Yeah, did you ever think that would happen?
No.
Your dream home.
In fact, one of the first things when I heard the attorney, because we went to go see an attorney, when we found out that the people that were buying the business backed out and that they had in fact stolen literally thousands of dollars of raw goods, our customer base, like it was bad. And we went to see an attorney to say, okay, what do we do? And he's like, you'll win. You have a sales agreement, but you got to ask yourself if you're going to get anything, if they have any real assets that you can take back. And the answer was no. And so like, I didn't know what to do at that point, but I just knew my first thought was, we're never going to build a house. Like we live in a 1,250 square foot home right now, my family of 5. And I love my little home. I'm very blessed with it. But my first thought was, we're never going to get to build a home. There's no way we'll ever pull out of this and be able to get ahead enough to build a home. And so, here it is 10, 11 years, 12 years later. And I don't recognize my life. And I remember telling people when I first signed up, when I first started talking to people about the opportunity, because I really did see with this comp plan that it's designed to grow millionaires. This comp plan actually will pay, we have, 27, 28, maybe 30 now millionaires in the company that have earned an accumulative amount of $1 million or more. And that's what the comp plan was designed to do. And I could tell that in the beginning. And I'm like, okay, if you don't say yes now, you're going to regret it, because this literally could change your life. You will not recognize your life in 3 to 5 years. I can't count how many people I told that first year. And I look back and I don't recognize our life now from what it was then. It's incredible. It is changing hundreds of thousands of lives.
Yeah. And in just 5.5 years that you've been in, you're not only $1 million club earner, you're a $5 million club earner, soon to be $10 million club earner. We see that on the horizon. Okay, so question 4 would be, what would you say, what would you say are the top 2 to 3 things that a new market partner should focus on? Because a lot of times they feel a little overwhelmed. So
it's overwhelming. So, you know, I've decided, because I've done so many different versions of this, and I think part of it is the personality, the person you're dealing with. Some of them want to know all the details. They want to know everything, teach it all to me. Some people are like, I can't handle that. But really, truly, stay with the basics your first 60 to 90 days. Start talking to people right away. Don't try to learn everything before you start talking to people. I literally hit the join button and I picked up my phone and I started calling people. I had not tried the product because this was pre-launch when I joined. So like, we had no products, I had no samples. I didn't know the comp plan. I just saw a bunch of bonuses. So I'm like, I need some of those. So here we go. I didn't know anything. We couldn't sell the product retail. So I picked up the phone and I started talking to people about the opportunity. My biggest, like the most important thing you can do is jump in feet first and start talking to people. You don't have to know everything to say, I am very excited about this new thing that I'm doing. And I thought of you because everybody needs money. Everybody has hair. Everybody has skin. They need what Monate has to offer. It's a consumable product and they need it in their hands. You know, I could go on and on and on, but that's all you need to know is pick up the phone or use the preferred method of communication. Some of the people that I reached out to in the beginning, I messaged on Facebook because that's how we normally talked. Some people I called because we talk on the phone. But I didn't even know what I was saying. But you know what the good thing about that was? When they asked me questions I couldn't answer, my upline Tony had already been in for a couple of weeks and she had studied the company far before she actually joined. And so I would just call her and say, okay, I don't know how to answer this question, Tony, can you help me? She would jump on the phone with me or jump in a chat and help me answer the questions of the new people so that we could get them signed up. So you don't have to know anything. When you've got an upline sponsor who's there to help you, they will guide you through that. Pick up the phone and start talking to your people. We all start there. Your hot, warm market, right? The people you know, people you went to school with, all the things, you know them. You can start talking to them right away. So my biggest advice is jump in with both feet and hit the ground running. You will learn all the things as you go. We did. We learned as we went and it worked out just fine.
Yes, and I just put that in the chat. Learn as you earn.
Yes, learn as you earn. There's no reason to wait.
No, and in the beginning, I want to point this out because a lot of people don't know this. We had 9 products. We had to make our own samples. We literally bought the little packages on Amazon and had to like seal them with a flat iron to ship shampoo. So people nowadays have all the resources in the world. So if you could succeed in the beginning with nothing, no back office, no quiz, nothing. Samples, there's no excuse now. I love pointing that out. Okay, so Crystal actually put this in the chat too. What is the best way to gain momentum as someone who feels stuck, lost, maybe having to start over? What's a good way to gain momentum?
Relaunch yourself. Relaunch your business. Go back to the basics. I don't care if you're a senior director. I don't care if you're a market mentor. I don't care if you're a managing market builder. Wherever you're at, if you feel stuck, the only thing that's going to get you unstuck is not to go to your front line kicking boots and saying, let's go. It's time for you to work. It's time for you to go to work and start your business like you just started. So make a hot 20 list, 20 people you're going to reach out to about the product and opportunity. Start reaching out, prospecting. Start reaching out to people every single day. Make a list of at least 10 people you need to go on a recruiting blitz. So I would say make it 25 people. When I first started, the first 2 weeks in, I lost my voice because I talked on the phone so much to people. And it started momentum. Like I brought on Julie Stevens, and then she was bringing her people on. So I'm still bringing on Sasha McCracken and Susan Fisher and Kelly Roberts and, you know, all these other people, and they're bringing their people in, but I'm doing calls with Julie because she was just getting started with me, right? We were doing phone calls all the time. We lost our voices. We forgot to eat. We were, you know, forget to shower some days. We put ourselves in momentum. You don't go into momentum by chance. You go into momentum and growth because you're working your business. So if you find yourself stuck, I've heard every excuse in the world. Well, we've already gone through my warm market. No, you haven't. The average person, the average funeral has 200 people at it at least. Have you talked to 200 people? Really talk to the 200 people you know, and then let's just touch on social media. You've got the world at your fingertips. You will never run out of prospects on social media. And so you don't even have to know a bunch. I had like 300 or 400 followers, maybe, on Facebook and Instagram. Instagram was probably like 60. So I didn't have a massive network. I'm a stay-at-home mom. And I came from California. All my people were in California. So it's not like I had this massive network to tap into. You don't need to recruit 50,000 people. You just need to find people that want to do the business with you and run with them. But if you want to jumpstart your team again, and if you want to go back into momentum, you have to create it yourself. And the only way to do that is prospecting. There is no way around it. No way around prospecting. Everybody has to do it. Everybody.
And in the beginning, we didn't have a Smart Start. Fast Start. It wasn't as good as Smart Start, what they have today. Do you remember what your very first check is? You say you had all this momentum. Do you remember the number?
Okay, so my very first check, because I signed someone up literally 5 minutes after I signed up, it was a $100 bonus. Back then, we had one product pack. I will never forget, I spent $411.56, and I've turned that $411.56 into multiple 7 figures. And you get a $100 bonus on any product pack when you were in your Smart Start or Fast Start period. It was Fast Start back then. And so you got $100 for every person you signed up directly to you. So my first check came in 4 days. I got it 4 days, and it arrived when my kit arrived. $100. My next check was $3,850, and that was after 9 days. And that was no selling of the product. That was only in bringing people into the organization. So it was bonuses from product packs, and it was rank advancement bonuses. That's the only thing I got paid. $3,850. You think I wasn't doing a dance and freaking the heck out? I was freaking out. I had never earned that kind of money with any network marketing company I had ever been with in the last 25 years. Never. And that was in 9 days. It was mind-blowing.
I love that. That's our focus, is to get their investment back ASAP.
Yes.
And as a new partner, that should be your focus, and your focus to teach people. Because once you get paid like that, your $3,000, you were set. You were stuck with the company. You knew it was,
Yeah. There was no going back at that point.
All right. So question 6 would be, what would be your favorite Monate resource? There's so many resources out there, the quiz, the app, sampling. Like, what is your go-to for reaching out to people? What do you utilize on a daily basis?
Videos, definitely videos. They have a Monate family the app. I use the app all the time. The Monate, the videos that they have in there that you can utilize as a tool when you're prospecting. So the videos that they have in the Connect app, and then the hair quiz, the beauty quiz, that's standard for me. That's my prospecting sequence. Like, that's one of the first things I do is let's take the beauty quiz, find out which products are best for your hair and skin type. And that doesn't matter if you're talking to a customer, potential customer, or a potential market partner. Everybody should take the quiz, and that should just be the first thing you direct them to. And then the Monate Family Values video, I love showing that because it shows who's behind the company, the culture of the company, and it's just a really good overall view of what they're looking at, like what they're looking at, whether they're looking at the product or opportunity. I love to share the video. So I would say Connect app, super valuable to work the business every day.
Awesome. Okay, so if you're not following Ann on Instagram, you should be. Ann, what's your Instagram handle?
It's just Ann Fisher, ANNE_Fisher, FISHER. And yes, please follow me. Lots of fun stuff going on over there.
Go follow Ann. You'll get to see all the updates on her new home, her dream home that's being built, and as they move in here shortly, it's going to be really exciting. But one thing about following Ann is you're going to see that Ann likes to travel. Ann likes to travel a lot, and I don't think that you can name every single trip that you've been on with Monate, but what are some that come to the top of your head? And if you can name them all, or the number, we'd love to hear it. But what trips have you earned since saying yes to Monate? And with that being said, have you ever been to any of these places before, or did you ever think you'd actually go for free?
Never thought I would go the places I've seen. I've earned 22 trips with Monate, 2 cruises. I've been to Paris and the UK. Monate paid for it. I've been to Maui. Monate paid for it. I've gone to Canada twice. I've gone to Washington State. I've gone to Orlando 2 or 3 times. Miami, can't even count how many times. And then just all over, you know, South Dakota. I've literally been everywhere. And Monate always picks up the tab. Bermuda, never thought I'd be on a cruise ship going to Bermuda. That wasn't in my spectrum. If we spent the money to travel, I was going to California to see my family, or we were going to church camp in Idaho. Nothing else was on the radar because that was extra. And we didn't do extra trips just for the heck of it. We just didn't get to do that. And so, yeah, the travel alone has been crazy. And some people join. Literally, I've had people join because they just have wanderlust and they love the idea of being able to meet people and travel. So that's what they work for, that we have so many free trips each year. But for me, that was just like a super cool perk. I never knew I dreamed of seeing Paris, France. I never knew that I dreamed of seeing Hawaii. I always just thought that'll never happen. I will never spend the money to do that because it's very unnecessary. So it's been incredible. It's been incredible. And you can literally earn 3 to 6 or 7 trips a year with money. Literally, it's craziness.
And the cool thing about it is they're not really set up like people might be thinking, I'm never going to earn one of those because I'm new. But the trips are really designed for everyone.
They are.
And I love that. I personally love that I can recruit someone in and say, hey, you know what? We're shooting for this trip in November. You want to go with me?
Yep.
I got to go to the Bahamas with you, and that was so fun. And Nashville was one of my favorite trips ever. They just spoiled us.
Vegas. We go to Vegas a couple times a year. It's crazy. Vegas is another one that I was like, I don't know that I'd ever spend the money to go there, but going, you know, it's super cool to be able to say, I've been to Las Vegas, like an Oklahoman, you know, it's amazing. It's amazing.
For free. That's the bigger thing.
For free. Somebody else picked up the tab.
So, okay. So your hair looks fabulous. It always does. What are some of your favorite Monate products, skincare, hair care? What's your go-to to get your curls?
So not fair to ask my favorite product because I always say, oh, this one's my favorite. No, that's what's my favorite. Okay, so my go-to shampoo routine, Renew. I love Renew. I will bounce back and forth between Renew. Every now and again, I'll do Revive to help get rid of some of the extra buildup, but I really love Renew. And then I love the new Curly Girl line. So I will sometimes use both shampoos, one to kind of remove because I use a lot of products layered to get the curls. And so those are my 2 go-to shampoos. And then I will do a dab because I suffer from very, very dry hair. And it's just my hair has always been super, super dry. And so I'll do a little squirt of the smoothing conditioner. And then I do the super moisture mask. That is my go-to when I wash my hair. Love it. So when I get out of the shower, my layering is, I start with the, Intense Repair Treatment Spray for my scalp because I battle hair loss with all the stress that I'm under, you know, with life the way that it is. I battle hair loss and I'm hormonal. Can we not even talk about the hormonies? So that's standard. I use that every time. And then product layering for the curly girl look, I start with the leave-in conditioner, 5 or 6 pumps of that. I add in the Moxie Mousse. I scrunch it in from root to tip, a ton of it, like a lot. And then I do a little dollop of the curl defining cream because that helps with the curl definition and it softens my curls. They're not quite as crispy. And then I use the Only For You, and I just am waiting on the day that they make this a permanent product. And that's the Frizz Control Gel Super Hold Spray. It's like the super duper gel. And then hairspray, of course. And so also like once or twice a month, I will do deep treatments because again, my hair is so dry. I do the oil, the Rejuvenate oil on my scalp and hair. And then I'll also do the restructure system because my hair does not grow out of my head this color. So, you know, that requires a little help from a bottle. And, you know, anytime you're bleaching your hair, you're damaging the bonds within your hair strand. And so the restructure system actually helps to repair that because of the incredible technology that these products have. And so I'll do that sometimes once or twice a month. And that's a whole set. You know, you do the pre-wash conditioner and then you do the shampoo and then the mask. And then when you get out, there's that serum. And oftentimes I'll use the serum too before I go into the curling products. So those are my, like, literally on the daily, I'll use those products. Now, I don't wash my hair every day. So when I'm doing a refresh, I'll use the Curl Refresher Spray, another Only For You product. I will now use too, I love the new detangler. I'll use that as well. And then I'll dab the oil in literally on the ends of my hair to help. And then can't even forget the Rejuva beads, the split end mender. I put that into the mix as well. But those are my definite go-tos. And the cool thing is we have a shampoo and conditioner for every hair type. So depending on whatever your hair type is, we got you covered. We got you covered.
Yes, and the what I love so much about the product is you got to find your perfect concoction.
Yeah.
That's what I ask you because, you know, you mix this and I do this, but, you know, it's crazy. So you got to find your perfect.
My hair cocktail is not your hair cocktail. Everybody's different. And the cool thing is the products work synergistically together. So it's not like you can't use certain products together. You can mix and mesh until you find the right balance. It's taken me 5.5 years to find the perfect balance, and I've finally found it.
And what's so crazy is we use the same shampoo. I love the Renew. That's my go-to. And but I use the blowout cream, and I like a blowout look.
Yep.
It's crazy.
If I'm going straight, I use the blowout cream. But if I'm going curly, then it's all the other lineup.
All right. So I know that everything about this company is insanely amazing. We all know that. But what is one thing that has absolutely set us apart from the rest that you see? If there is just one thing.
It's the company's heart. Yeah, it is. I mean, your heart makes up the whole, right? And so for me, the heart of the company is that the Urdaneta family and Stuart McMillan, that dynamic from the very beginning. You know, when I was looking at what I needed this company to be, they hit all the check marks, but a lot of that came from the family. And the fact that they have such a gratitude effort and their heart is to help from day one. They have told us that when you put your people first and you help them find success, you find success. But it's always you're looking out for people, and that's what they're constantly doing. So their heart and their certitude and their willingness to help us and to do for us. I have never been with a company ever that I've seen the likes of the culture that they have. And the culture that they started in the very beginning. My very first experience with Ray Urdaneta, our CEO, was when I met him in Miami, Florida, when the company first opened, and he gave me a rose and he kissed me on the cheek and he said, "Welcome to our family." And I thought, he really means that. He really means that. And they've never stopped proving it to me. 5.5 years later, you literally feel like you're a part of the family. And the cool thing is that trickles down into the field and the culture amongst the different teams. It's unlike anything I've seen. We don't have this segregation of teams and you can't be a part of it because you're not in my team. We have people that work together all the time that are sidelines. You know, you don't make any money off of them, but you're helping and you lend a helping hand. And that's how this whole company is. So the heart, the culture cannot be beat. And I believe 100% that's why this is the #1 premium hair care brand in the world. And our skincare will be right up there with it before long.
I love that. Okay, so as we wrap this up, I did check the chat, and Dana has mentioned your podcast. So you want to give the details on that so we can find it?
Yes. Okay, so Unapologetically and the podcast, we're on all the podcast platforms. Please go have a listen. We're on season 2 now. Just a lot of, you're going to see quite the mash up there, but we're adding a lot, we're adding a lot of training about the network marketing industry and how it applies to a woman. Doesn't matter your age, your weight, your size, your whatever, you have a place, and it's finding your place and thriving within that lane that can, you can find as much success as you want. And the cool part is you get to help other people as well. So you're going to hear a lot on the podcast, and it's getting rave reviews. I can't even believe how many views we have so far, and new podcasts dropping every week. So go check that out. And again, it's Unapologetically and the podcast.
Love it. Okay, and the last question we have, unless I missed one in the chat, if I have, just go ahead and put it again. I don't think I've missed anything. But the last one is, if you could give one piece of advice to leave with us to carry us into this crazy, crazy year so far, what would it be?
You know, there's a lot of people out there right now that are hurting, that are scared, that are worried because of what's happening. And I feel like it's your duty, if you have this, to share it with as many people as possible. The fact that they can earn a couple of $100 extra all the way up to whatever they choose will truly be life-changing right now. You never know when somebody is out there praying for what you have to offer them. Think about that for a second. There are so many people praying because they don't know what they're going to do over the next couple of months. Having said that, we have to be careful. We don't want to be ambulance chasers. There's a right way and a wrong way to share. But don't be afraid to share. Don't be afraid that you're going to offend somebody, because you could be offering something literally that could mean groceries for them this month, or, you know, the light bill being paid this month. So don't be afraid. And I think right now more than ever, it is our duty to be out there sharing what this can do. We get paid 5 times a month, guys. Literally, people could be getting a paycheck within a 2-week span. And when you put it in that kind of perspective, just a couple $100 could be life-changing for people right now. So it's our duty to get out there and share this with as many people as possible. Don't be afraid of the no. Like, some people tell you no, it won't be for everyone. Move on to the next person, but get out there and share it. Don't hold your light don't hold it down. Like, let it shine and let people see what this can be for them. And then work your business with integrity, work it with honesty, be kind to everybody that you come in contact with, and collect friends. Like, be the nicest person that somebody meets today. When you wake up and have that mindset, be the nicest person somebody meets, genuinely care and try to help people, you can't go wrong. So whatever your dreams are, go out there and grab them, because anybody can do this. If I can do this, stay-at-home mom, no college education, anybody can do this.
I love that. Thank you so much, Anne. We love you. We appreciate you taking time out of your evening. I know you've just been here and here and here and here lately.
Been a little crazy.
Thank you so much. It means the world to us that you take time out for us, and we are going to utilize this video and share with our teams.
Anytime. Love your face, little Miss Brookie.
We'll see y'all later. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Good night.